What's up guys, Ben Milliken here from Milliken Fishing. Made it all the way down to my garage today for the video, and what we're going to talk about today is a brand new rod from KastKing I've been using the last couple weeks. I've been really impressed with it too. I have 3 different rod models of this, 2 casting and 1 spinning so far. And so in today's video I'm going to take you through different rod characteristics of this rod, what I like about the rods and the techniques I like to use these rods for. They've been super versatile so far, so that's a huge plus for me, being able to do more than one thing with each type of rod. It's just absolutely huge. So let's dive into some of the features, and then we're going to go over some of the actions and techniques for these rods as well. So I paired these guys with stealth casting reels and a B.A.S. spinning reel, and right away you can feel that one of the most important things, the sensitivity of a rod, is its balance, and this thing balances extremely well. It's a very comfortable rod and reel combination to fish with. All 3 of these models, they balance great with these KastKing reels. You know, obviously the Stealth's an extremely light reel, so this is absolutely a dream to fish with. You can fish with it all day, not feel any fatigue. So these 3 are obviously all very slick looking rods. I really like the black graphite composite look. It's that plain slate feel to it, so it doesn't have a bunch of coating on it or anything. It's pretty much just plain, which is the way I love my rods. Some of the tech specs about these are all made from 24-ton Toray blanks. Really happy with the lightness and the balance of these. They come with EVA foam handles and Fuji guides. Fuji makes a very good guide, so they did not skimp on materials for these guys. You know, now that we've talked about some of the tech specs of these 2 rods, let's get into some of the actions and techniques I like to use these for. We'll start right here with Mr. Versatility, I'll call it, the 7-1 medium heavy casting rod. As you can see, I spooled it up with some fluorocarbon. This is 15-pound fluorocarbon. Well, let's take a look at the action of this rod. So looking straight down the blank, when you start to bend this guy, this thing really has a lot more of a parabolic, slower action than the fast action it's rated for. If you see where it starts to bend there, when you start to put some pressure on it, it's about probably 70 to 75% of the way down the blank. So I would call it a medium fast power. That's pretty much a definition to me of a medium fast power rod right there. And as you put more and more pressure on this thing, you can see it has a really nice, more parabolic bend. And you're probably not going to put a whole lot more pressure than that on a fish, but right there you can see it bends all the way down to that last guide. You know, that more parabolic action is perfect for what I got tied on right here, a swim jig. You're going to feel those little ticks from the bites, and then when you lay into them, you're really going to have a nice rod that loads up throughout the blank as you set the hook, and you're going to get almost every one of those bites. And really, it's going to be an excellent Texas rig pitching rod as well. Come over here, you can see it pitches extremely well. Almost hit the roof of my garage there, so that would have sucked, but super easy rod to pitch with. And so obviously this one is going to be a great little Texas rig, little finesse jig. You can do so many different things with this rod. I'm really a big fan of this one. They definitely knocked out the park, and really with that more parabolic rod action, I think you're going to be able to throw even jerk baits on it. Throw some monofilament on this guy so it's got a little bit of stretch with those treble hooks, and I think you can throw a jerk bait on it really well. So I really like this rod. Definitely knocked out the park for $70. Can't go wrong with this one. All right, so let's grab this bad boy right here, the 7-4 heavy power. It says, once again, a fast action rod. So again, for a 7-4 rod, this thing does not feel like a broomstick in your hand. This is a nice balanced rod with this really light stealth reel on here. Seriously, it's just money. It's a dream to fish with, and you can do a lot of different things with this rod. You know, since it's summer, I'm focused on 2 things with this rod. Let's talk about the action real quick, and then we'll get into the techniques. So the action, first off, this one's got a pretty similar action, but I would say it's a little bit faster blank than the 7-1. You can see, looking down that blank, it wants to bend about 80 to 85% of the way up it. Which I would call really a medium, probably medium fast up to a fast action. It's not an extra fast by any means, but that's going to be good for a lot of different things. And then let's put some more pressure on this guy and see that he loads up. See, it's extremely hard to even bend it past that second to the last guide right there, putting a ton of pressure on there. So this guy, it's going to be good for a lot of things. Let's talk about the baits I like on it. It loads up really well to make really long casts. And so what I'm doing is I'm throwing this big creature bait out and I'm dragging it over deep structure. This is a really good deep fishing rod. Throw some fluorocarbon on it, and get your bait down there super, super deep, drag it. It's sensitive enough, you're gonna feel the bites, and obviously you got plenty of power, and at 7.4 you can move a lot of line on that hook set. You know, another thing I'd recommend this for, definitely flipping. This is not your stereotypical flipping stick that's a broomstick, and it's definitely not a super parabolic flipping stick like a lot of guys in the industry have gone to. It's kind of a nice medium in between. For $70, I don't know if you can beat this for a flipping stick when it comes to sensitivity, power, lightness, balance, everything that goes along with it. Really, really happy with it. You know, one more thing you can use this rod for, of course, since it's summer and then as we go into the fall, take this reel off here, put your KastKing Speed Demon on there with some braid and throw a frog on this. It's got a nice tip so you can work that frog and get a nice action on your frog, but it's got a lot of backbone so you can horse those fish up out of that grass. It's just gonna be a killer frog rod, again, at a really good price. All right, let's grab the last one right here. This is the 6.7 medium power, fast action spinning rod, obviously, and let's take a look at this blank. Once again, with this mailer reel, I got it, this is a 1000 size. This thing is like so light, it feels great. Spinning rods, to me, you know, they feel really cumbersome a lot of times if you don't have the right combination. Spinning reels are really heavy, but not this one. This combination feels just absolutely perfect. It's only a 6.7 rod, which is shorter than almost every rod I have. I think it is the shortest rod that I own, actually, but it's super light, crafty. You can do a lot of finesse techniques with it. So let's take a look at the action real quick. We're going to start to put a little bit of bend in it. As you can see, once again, this is not an extremely extra fast rod, which I really like. Pulling down on it, it probably wants to bend 75% of the way down there when it starts to bend. So yeah, we can call that a medium fast to fast action. It's definitely not a medium action or an extra fast action, but the rod loads really nice, just like those two casting rods throughout the blank, which is going to give you plenty of power, but with that nice soft tip for flinging these little tiny baits. I spool all my spinning reels with braid, throw on a little fluorocarbon leader, so you want a little bit of give in that rod. That's why I really like this. You know, this guy's one that I've thrown a lot on this so far, a weightless fluke style bait. The 6.7 length is a shorter length rod, so it makes it really nice for skipping docks, skipping under laydown, stuff like that. You can do just about anything you want finesse wise with this rod. You can throw flick shakes, you can throw shaky heads, you can throw weightless Senkos, wacky rigs, stuff like that. Pretty much anything you want to do. One thing I wouldn't do with this rod, since it doesn't have a super parabolic action, it's not really long, I wouldn't fish offshore with it a whole lot, because I like to have a nice rod that has a more medium action that loads up a little bit better. But this is going to be for your shallow fishing, for any type of close quarters fishing where you need to skip a little weightless bait. This guy is going to be the tick. You know, once again, $70 rod. Super high performance at that $70 price point. You can do just about anything finesse-wise with this dude right here. All right, guys, so that was my breakdown of these 3 brand new rods from KastKing that just came out the last month or so. Been really happy with them. Again, I have the 7.1 medium heavy casting, 7.4 heavy casting, and the 6.7 medium spinning rod. Can't wait to use these rods more and more as we get going. I can't wait for the 2 new rod series to come out from KastKing as well. I hope I helped show you guys the different techniques you can use with these rods, their actions, and really the characteristics of these. And I hope to do more videos like this in the coming future. I am out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.